Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Pyre on PlayFrame and space once again. We're going to the big fancy star, much fancier than all the other stars we've gone to previously. Solium, the golden star. The golden star shines bright over the highest mountain in all the downside. Oh. So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Alodiel, and at the very top, the fall of Solium. What are these things? Mount Alodiel, or Alodiel, let's say, the sacred mountain on whose summit the rites were first conceived. Whether its summit is the downside's closest point to the Commonwealth or the farthest, none can say. And Fall of Solium is, according to the stars, where the next rite's happening? Sure. The temple at the highest point in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. You confirmed the stars indicated this exactly. Wulfred, sir, how did you know? Wulfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he is directing them at you.
I, too, can read, my boy.
Ooh. Neat. I love that being an actually fully read in English line. That's a very cool way to do it.
Forbidden though the words may be.
He turns back to Hedwyn. Your reader's skills, while rare, are not unique. But, as I said, I'll let him do the job. I see that you have something special going here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy, it is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you all about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you could use some rest. And for that matter, so can I, if you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are rather exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. Anyone? Okay, didn't think so. Continue! At dawn, Wulfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Take me somewhere else pretty. You've not yet been to this region of the downside. Wulfred revealed this to be the one path through the woods into the north to the Sklorian shore. Yay! You get clear of the woods at last, and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Alodiel. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with that name. Every time, I feel like I'm saying it different every time. Mount Alodiel. I don't know. You will have to make it all the way to the top. The commentator is going to say it out loud when we get to the match later. And I'm going to get irritable. In a moment of respite, Wulfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible. Am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to you? Doing what you want? Freedom means being able to make decisions on your own terms. Achieving inner peace? Freedom means having a clear conscience and a carefree heart. Having no master? Freedom means answering to no one's will other than your own. Going where you please? Freedom means being able to go where the heart yearns, without restriction and without fear. To feel true love? Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotions repressed or rebuffed. Living without fear? Freedom means living life without concern for others' judgment or approval. Or nothing at all. Freedom is just another empty goal to chase, to give one's life a false sense of meaning. Or just remain silent. Freedom means not being forced into responding to such questions. Pretty good. And a lot of different answers. I feel like These are, like, I could see any one of these answers working pretty well for someone. And a lot of them work pretty well for me, too. In, like, a literal sense, I feel like a lot of the folks in our little caravan crew here, or at least the ones that we met first, seem to be wanting to get freedom in terms of, like, getting out of here. To have the freedom to go out of the downside. Though in a broader sense, I feel like this feels right to me. Having no master. You tell Volfred that freedom means not having to answer to anyone and going through life beholden only to one's own will. He considers your remarks for a short while. Perhaps you led a troubled childhood, my boy, for all of us at one time or another have to answer to someone with more wisdom in the world than we. Though you make reference to the kind of authority which governs the Commonwealth we know, which sent us down the river into exile. Would you be free if you were ruled beneath those bylaws once again? He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks outward toward the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan, then, is this. We free each other from the downside through the rights. Then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. Okay, Spiral Sanctum being the burned-down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as a warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. You're plotting a revolt. Just so. I'm asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here like so many others. So, if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Volfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rights and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom. You'll not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Volfred turns toward the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said, and plot the wagon's northward path. Seems a decent plan. I didn't have anything in mind. After we got out. Mur Pass, the pathway leading north to the sacred mountain. Volfred indicates this is the only way to reach the base of Mount Alodiel. Beyond lies Mount Alodiel. I suggest we make a camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. Works for me. Ooh. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Shay. But, first you. There you are, my boy. There was something that I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you. And then... I thought you were gonna say your own lines, but I'll keep doing it. You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is nascent still. Mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see as well now that they haven't told you yet. Your friends. And that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected when at first we met that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you've not gotten to that part just yet. Wolfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you're getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So, once again, I invite you to depart, and I'll see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome, but this journey we are on, it has no guarantees. Not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? There's more at stake here than your freedom alone, and besides, perhaps there is a way. Or you've learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered. Or if Wolfred really wishes to know your thoughts on the subject, he knows where to find them. But yeah, no, I'm on board. You understand the words of warning, yet, just the same, you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then very well. Know that we have much at stake here, in this anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into that commonwealth which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. And an orb, who has some coaching to do. What brings you to me this time, my dear reader? Practice, but first talking. How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch, living on the outskirts of civilization, your days all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. What are these now? An ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 sol up front. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master? But I have not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. But what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So, Given your mortality, what say that we get back to business here? What say we do? Scribe trial. Certainly. Who shall be the target of my wrath, then, would you say? It shall be Shay. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Shay. I must admit, I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there's more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon, Shay arrives in heed of the summons. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully, that I can hear them calling out to me. If that means that you play sports better, then awesome. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is, you answer to me here. Wow. Okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something, and I would see you prove it, without the benefit of anyone save for your reader. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, mister? I am. I'll try. And you're up against a bunch of very fast little tinies. Very fast. Oh boy. We are going to have to be quick and and cleverer than that. Wowzers. No. They are destroying me at this thing. Goodness. Got you at least. Now. Their aura is huge and devastating. Wow. This is gonna take some tries. Thanks for that. Goodness. They are not goofing around. Yep. Now, try to jump over. They are so fast. At least they don't, like... At least they don't get points very quickly. Now, I need to figure out a better strategy here. Using fling more is probably a big part of it, but yeah, just outrunning them, not gonna happen. Yeah, trying to fling the ball around more might be smart. Whew! Them with their self-destruct. It's nasty. This is gonna be a complete shutout. Oh, just shut down. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, I just thought I could do better. As expected, the moon-touched girl is not fully competent. Those deemed impaired by Commonwealth standards, or very different in a negative sense. I would tell you not to waste my time, girl, but the truth is that my time is there for you to waste. Do inform me when reality catches up with your expectations. Glad we can reattempt it, because yeah, I do believe we can probably do better. Or at least I really need to. Ah, another opportunity to shame that idiot savage. Let's get to work. Yeah, let's see if we can manage to get, like, some advanced banishing going. Ah! They're so fast. They're so fast! And evasive. Ridiculously so. Nope. Nah. What was that? What was I even doing? We have to do so much better than this. That's the thing to do, I think. Try to just shut them down. Yeah, yep, that's the thing to do. Just aggressively go for banishment until they are all out. Nope. No. It's funny, they even like throw the ball into my possession because they know then they have the advantage. Whew. We're winning this time though. That was tricky. Okay, how did I do? How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I expected, girl. You've passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order. To you and also to your lovely reader. Now farewell. Good job, Shay. Whew. Did I imagine all of that, mister? 'Cause I hope I didn't. Wow, what is that you have there? We have a Kaelmer's anklet. Rank 20. Goodness. After Shay casts her aura, it can bounce off of objects and solid surfaces. The Royal Traitor's hollow band ensured the Sisters of the Arch were to carry out their mission. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and get that equipped on you before I forget. Nope. There we go. Who should this go on now? Just more quickness. Jadario could certainly use it, but she's got a unique one, and I want hers to rank up. So let's do that a bit. Who else has one that's unique here? Ruki, you do. There you go. Nice. Anyway. Let us discuss the plan. Earlier, Volfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwyn, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Alodiel, there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured, it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest, if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Listen, I don't have access to most of it still. Scribe's Gate is also, it is said that the scribes themselves keep watch over Scribe's Gate. The judgment of the scribes determines who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium and meet our adversaries on the right. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Goodness, we have a lot to read. Fall of Solium is one of the downside's celestial landmarks. The temple at the highest point in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. Tempers are a mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings, led by the demon Ignarius, who is the notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the Rights. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevails, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth. Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then, that's it? We climb the mountain, someone goes back, and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed, for us, that isn't it, at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. Fulfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. He's a long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent of Mount Alodiel. Well. Let's have all of us get a little boost, I will study in private. You excuse yourself from the others to go pore over the Book of Rites and its mysteries. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. What to focus on? Our hope is +1 already. Let's increase aura size by studying its innate mystic power. You attune yourself to the strange and mystic properties of the Book of Rites, embracing such as possible that which cannot be explained or truly known. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Hooray. Well, off we go. To Mount Alodiel. I was gonna go sip some tea, but first I'll get us going. You have not yet been to this region of the downside. Vulfred states that your ascent of Mount Alodiel shall begin here. You mean we get another pretty screen so soon? Heck yes, we do. Here before you lies Mount Alodiel, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather around again before Vulfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. But there's only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madam. That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rights. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I've been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwyn over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon, and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts, gather enough help, and he and his friends could go free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I've reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rights, as you've seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. I'll keep listening, sure. Your fellow exile's freedom seems to hinge on Volfred's plan. You ought to consider his every word. Volfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he's willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodariel raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? On a blooded moon at the fall of Solium, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. The anointed champion then shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory, says the Book of Rites. Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple, really, madam. You are chosen, you are qualified, I should say, because, as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case the expression is quite literally true. When the 8 created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf, exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their members as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today, the accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The accusers being, just because it's glowing, a vindictive triumvirate that conducted many liberation rites in the past but seldom prevailed, led by the nomad Lendl the Liar. Oh yeah, the first ones we played against, I think. The 8 scribes also formed a special group, against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up at the rites, you see. The others erstwhile jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common rite, then. Participation is all that matters. Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. That works for me. Your voice is quite tiring. And I can't even come close to imitating that guy. His voice is too good. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up the mountain and present you with options. Let's see. Emperor's Ascent and Fall. One of them sounds a little bit better on first impression, but, Ascent. A gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Elodiel. Shay believes the 8 scribes will bless whoever goes through here. Or Emperor's Fall. A pathway on the outskirts of Mount Elodiel's nameless lower summits. Pamitha expects some long-lost valuables to be stashed here. We could use some valuables. We've not had any in a while. I'm game. You join Pamitha on her brief expedition to find anything of value dropped by those who tried to scale the mountain but did not succeed. Wait, I shall be joining you. What, now I get 2 chaperones? But sure, I'm game. Whatever you wingless are into. Be silent, little bird, and fetch those trinkets and be done. Ah, so full of bitterness. You really ought to make the most of these last precious moments that we share. And you ought not to mince your words. Oh, please. We all know you're going to be the first one out of here. So why not quit your constant frowning for a change? I, the first one out of here. Of course. It's plain the others pity you. You've been here longer than the rest of us by far. Besides maybe that Volfred, though he seems plenty happy here making his speeches. How dare you? How dare you to presume? Nothing is decided as of yet. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Though, if by some coincidence you do end up selected for the honor, I just want you to know something. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, do hope we shall prevail on your behalf. Because that way you shall be free. Of me, at least. And I, in turn, shan't have to suffer any longer your hideous attitude toward me and everything. At that, you intervene. Jodariel's eyes burn with fury, but then she calms herself. I shall see you at the wagon, reader. Pamitha scoffs as Jodariel storms off. I swear that one. Well, moving on. There's something sparkling down there. Be right back. She swoops out of sight, leaving you alone there on the mountain. Pamitha soon returns with something that lay long forgotten in the rocks below. A luminous idol. After grasping the orb, the bearer instantly recovers all stamina. Nice. A long-forgotten effigy of the Songfisher, thought to embolden one's spirit when closer to celestial phenomena. Well, on we go. The Temple High Road or the Temple Cistern? Hedwyn expressed a passing whim to see the view from here, the first of two paths leading to the mountain summit, or Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters here. Much as I love hearing from Gilman, Hedwyn, I feel like we've not let you pick a thing in a while, and also, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about recent revelations as we get closer to this match. So pretty all the time. How do they do it? You and Hedwyn walk in silence for some time as he conducts a customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, as Jody would say. No sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling him. Oh, that. It's just... I've just been giving lots of thought to everything that Volfred's told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or... I don't mean to put it that way. One of us could go free. We earn our way back one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide. Decide who gets to go, if anyone. This might all be a part of Volfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you. And even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess if Volfred has his way, all of us will meet up on the other side. And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep failing in the rites and be stuck down here together, just like this. The two of you walk on in silence for a time. When at last you return to the wagon, Hedwyn turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Oh, good. Glad you're feeling more prepared. Oh, nice. Very nice indeed. So, I'm starting to have suspicions about the structure of the game a little bit more now. Like, we're reaching the end of this little journey here, and if we win, we lose one person from the team, and then I would assume kind of go through it all again, and each time, assuming we win, someone else on our team ascends, and the rest of us go back down and go through it again, and each time we go back through it, I get access to another chapter of the book. Maybe I'm wrong. That's my suspicion. We'll find out. I have no idea who I'd be sending on, though. Kind of like to get to know all of them a little better. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you're called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together, much how we act as with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tariq. Please, follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. When the last of your companions nears the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tariq? It is. Greetings, Celeste. Celeste, the Gate Guardian. She watches over Scribe's Gate and seems to be connected to the lone minstrel and the rites. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate. Aye. Then let us make this quick. She gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you, in turn, state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances, but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwyn the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Ruki to speak up next. I'm regarded by the name of Ruki Greentail. I just want to get out of here, I guess, with my chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I'm Captain Jodario. I do not truly know as yet what I'm seeking here. Oh, my name is Shay, and I'm here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Tizo seeks to live up to the Nightwing's legacy and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Pamitha Thane, I'm only here because my sister's here. Then, as Vulfrid steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You're not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you. I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you're here, as have the others. My name is Vulfrid Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, for there's no one left to go. State who you are to traverse Scribe's Gate. Huh. Guess I hadn't really thought about it. We could just be a crippled scholar. When they learned you knew the old ways, they came for you and you could not run far. Or you could be an old farmhand. Your youth is gone, but your thirst for knowledge earned you a trip to the downside nonetheless. We could be a war orphan. Years of strife between the Commonwealth and the Highwing remnants afflicted you since birth. Or, I don't know. Try as you might, you cannot make out the details of what life was like in the Commonwealth. I'm torn. Of the other three, I like the Crippled Scholar one more. Though I am quite curious how the game responds to this option. And I suppose I don't really know. Yeah, let's go with the mystery door. You cannot, for the life of you, recall a time before arriving in the downside. Details of the Commonwealth are scarce within your mind. Perhaps you wanted to forget the place. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. State also what you truly seek to traverse Scribe's Gate. You want true freedom, you wish to return to the Commonwealth to live out your days there, doing as you please. You want to help your friends. You wish to do whatever it takes to see your fellow exiles regain their freedom. You want revenge. The Commonwealth, which cast you down into the downside, cannot be forgiven. Or you just want to see what happens. All you expect is that the outcome of this whole ordeal is going to be interesting. That one's a bit more true, but also so is this one. And this one's a bit more immediately true. The companions you've met here, who've helped you to survive and to find kinship in the downside, your priority is to ensure that they achieve their goals. That is all you wish for now. The woman regards you for a time, then nods once, and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tariq, I, Celeste, be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back. He does not look back at her. We're in. From the top of Mount Alodiel, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you crossed to reach this point, as the sky grows dim. My goodness gracious. And another page revealed as well. There's much to do. But, we've already kind of gone for a while today. Let's go ahead and wrap up. And next time, on Friday, we will go shopping at the Slog Mart. We will go and talk to somebody in the wagon. We will read a page in a book. And we will commence a liberation rite and first win it, then try to figure out who on earth we are sending off. I still have no idea. That's going to be a hard choice. I like all the characters and want to know more about them and want to have time to know more about them. Oh well, that's a problem for future us. See you next time, current us. Bye!